and delaying their loot time, just disrupting Vampire just a little bit. Plus, what that also does is it makes Vampire out.
They ain't got him,
and you're in big trouble. But
these are marshmallow tires. But speaking of marshmallow, he's gonna get roasted over here. What a great little angle he's taken.
Kaidala, is he able to go ahead and help out his teammate? He needs one more knock here. Meanwhile, the rest of Tianba looking to put that pressure, but they're not in a position to help their teammates at all. Actually, both of them did get knocked. Here comes the rest of Infinity IQ to take them out.
Let's go for the spray.
Great shots.
Very, very nice indeed here as Tianyu moving up to try and reinforce this position. But here comes the boogie. He actually evades it and also evaded the nade. Is he going to be able to get this? No, he will not. Bensu coming on in. Tianba out in 16th, and it does give rise to the idea of, they were saying it on the desk, something you can find, but for a lot of that, we're in the swamp as well. I mean, there's opportunities to find small little areas where you can.
Wow, Alter Ego with a very bold rotation do secure a place here. And meanwhile, they do get beat up in the process. You can see Tony K throwing out some smokes, looking to make the push here.
Yeah, that's really bold and actually kind of crazy. But, I mean, they might make it work with the smoke trail that they're throwing down. Killer going for a spray on Star Warp. They're actually going to take little casualties already.
Trying to hold that rooftop position and get those angles. He's going to go down to Icy. And that's going to make things that much more difficult for them. Stalwart doing a great job. Trades going back and forth between Stalwart and DRS. Delta looking to hit this nade. He really needs to. It looks good.
It does look good.
Made in the bank on a silver platter. He misses it. Can he thread it through the door?
He thought they were in the shack. If they were in the shack, that hits, but they were behind it slightly. So they were playing with their opponent's expectations as to whether or not it was going to be good. DRS falling for the trap. He sees him. Dead to rights.
Yeah, speaking of trap, I mean, just falling straight into it. Delta, can he get the 1v2? One more shot. Jump shot there from Stalwart. Does it hit? And Delta going to go ahead and use that broken wall to get a first aid off. So DRS Gaming absolutely crushing Stalwart Esports.
Delta's played this fight really well, and Action's the off angle that just doesn't really have an angle on this from the long woods. So they've been kind of separated quite heavily in this fight. DRS has done a pretty good job of it. Icy still here.
Let me ask you the question, right? If you're DRS here, do you push and try to get that extra elimination on Icy, or do you cut your losses and try to get into this next circle?
I think if you try and get into this next circle, you open yourself up to action very quickly on the angle.
I'm surprised to see him actually even leaving that check.
Yep, gonna try for it as we see DRS here actually being blasted by Icy. Icy is able to deal with this so heavily. They tried to leave, as you posed the question, but you can't leave when you're leaving people on off angles, leaving behind. They will just kind of cause you absolute death.
West side of the map, so you can see them just trying to hunt down a position, but at a certain point, they're going to have to make the push, just like we saw D+Kia do, but Satan was just waiting for him. Here we go with Steez. I think he accidentally ran into that tree, but was able to get away for the time being. He did get a lot of information for his team. I think they realized that Twisted Mind is hurt, so I'm not surprised if we see them push this. Yep, here they come.
Goes for an 8. Both teams charging it up. Good to go. He was already able to hit a little bit on them. And at the same time, trying their best here is Gladiators against Box. It's a very slow fight down towards the bottom. Rejects goes down, though.
Yeah, Reject Tokyo eliminated. That's still 12 teams remaining. We transfer on over to this battle. We're going to watch Box Gaming throw some smokes here. Getting prepared for a push that we'll see probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes. I'm really interested to see this fight, though. Here we go. Easy, holding the shack down with that DBS. The angle's coming in, though, from Zing. He's going to hit these shots eventually, though. Yep, here they go. Molly comes up for Easy. Very well executed from 628.
Yeah, forces him out with the burn, and Roll Kiss here in the distance as well. They know where he is. He's also being shot from a Mafioso. Alpha 7 is rocking up on this fight. They could clear out 628.
Alpha 7 had their ears all the way up. They heard that third party, and all it took was a nade to finish that off. And Alpha 7, with some beautiful timing, clear out the entire south side of the circle.
Opportunistic. Love it. This is a great move from them to be able to get themselves well on the board. Meanwhile, still Gladiators and Box holding each other dead to rights up at the top. You can't move that much into those fields, because if you do as both of these teams, you'll find yourself in lines of sight of FLUX, in lines of sight of potentially some of the Vampires members as well. They're going to try and make the move a little bit forwards, keep their cars in the circle as time goes on, but it's a ticking time bomb. I don't know how they solve this without opening themselves up to a lot of the lobby.
You have to make a commitment at a certain point. I think they have to just go ahead and go over that hill with that US and commit on Gladiators. But at the same time, I think they want to see some teams go out first to possibly secure themselves at least a couple of placement points. Next 2 teams to go out, Kalaris, goose egg in placement points. Rough stuff here. GK looking over towards Falcon as well. Gets the pixels of just ahead bobbing about. Goes for some shots, doesn't quite hit things, but Falcon has got some fear in him here. Falcons looking to...
Big commit.
Yes, huge commitment here from GK. They're going to be making that full send on into this next circle, most likely looking to push the Falcons. Meanwhile, Vampire up onto Box, battling it out as Box tried to make that send. They lose a couple players with that blind rotation. Yeah,
it's a bold move, Cotton, and it's not really going to work out for a Box. I mean, they go ahead of Gladiators, hoping that this little lip is going to work out for them, but they were completely shut down. And again, it was Vampires that actually were able to get some of those winning shots on them, as GK once again spraying violently at Falcons. One team has to come in from this angle. Which one's it going to be?
Ragnar just doing some blind shots through the smoke and does connect, and I believe that is Team Falcons out of there.
GK, some great shots coming in here, just understanding there's only a few spots that their opponents could be in. Not only ransack that, but here comes Gladiators as well, trying to ransack the position of FLUX, and they're gone as fast as they enter. It's a strong compound. They're holding it down well with the 2-2, and this could be a winning position if they're able to carry it forwards into fields later on.
So, you try to push against this squad, it ain't going to be easy. And meanwhile, we see Alter Ego, who's had a heck of a tournament so far, currently in first place, just happy to share this with Vampire. They say, nah, you guys look on this side, we'll look on this one, and we'll meet each other in the late game. These guys are doing a great job of holding this down.
That late game might come soon, man. I mean, with Alter Ego's compound slowly being pushed out here, it might come soon. We've got Soulcate as well, taking some shots, has to fall on back. The one thing that's great about this compound is you can just sit in between the compound and some of that terrain, and look at that. I mean, Alter Ego, I don't know. There's no way to be able to survive this.
Yeah, that zone popping off of them. Now the sharing the rent agreement has expired.
Yes,
so
we were evicted.
Vampire has served them their eviction notice and is making a pay. Meanwhile, Octa says, nah, I made some payments earlier on. I want a piece of this action. He's going to throw some smokes, looking to press up here.
He's come back to pick up some of his belongings.
Yes, he is.
That's right.
Yes, he has. He says, I left some stuff here. You have to let me back in. Rosemary saying the same thing, saying, nah, we were roommates. Come on.
This is going far.
Give us the keys. Give us the keys. But Vampire, cease and desist delivered.
And there may be a cease and desist from Soulcate for a second. No, he's not going to take those shots. Ducks on behind. Rosemary's not willing to take the shot, the long-range shot from across. Probably could have finished him, to be honest, or at least knocked him, I should say.
Yeah.
But Solus still trying to hold this lip. As I say, this is the one vulnerability that this compound has. They don't have anybody on that side. They're going to be very concerned about how Alpha 7 is moving. Are they going to move hard west into them is the question.
Oh, Octa getting one. Meanwhile, Schweppes is right there at the tree. He does have a couple of nades. A beautiful Molotov comes out quick. That forces Octa to come out. And Schweppes serves the notice to Alter Ego as they're looking to possibly pass them up on the leaderboards.
The final notice.
That's right.
Get on out of there.
Get out of here.
And for now, we have Vampire, one knocked. They're going to have to try and move into the field south of them. There is a lip in terms of actually going for this, but GK moving up. That's very bold.
Flying on down the hill, and here comes GK with a full send. Meanwhile, Tony K looking to pick up some players on the action. Meanwhile, Action is holding down the shack, saying, "Nuh-uh, this is my place. This is my shack."
He's insane. He's insane. The S12K was doing a lot of work. Then he actually saw the feet as he came out of the shack. He knows he's there. He's charging up an 8. If he gets this.
Low toss?
If he gets this.
Ooh.
Oh, he moved.
Oh! Pieces him up. Pieces him up. Oh, so close. Satan barely getting the better of him, but all his entire squad gone just like that.
Unbelievably close. You've got to be careful of those shotguns when you're going into a shack like that. Meanwhile, Lutz is going to pepper the position of Alpha 7, who did not go west. It's going to end up folding down to a FireFlux versus Vampire standoff here.
Lutz with a beautiful off angle. I mean, this guy has the spot. Meanwhile, Alpha 7 just stuck with their car wall. Oh, Soulless looking for some toes.
Okay.
All eyes are on Alpha 7. They're getting picked apart. Yep, and just like that, they're gone.
And it was Vampire that shut it down. Already, Vampire seized the initiative. They moved up and took 2 hay bale locations against FireFlux, who have not seized any opportunity to try and get out of this compound. You can spray into these hay bales all you want, but if you get pushed by the blue here and Vampire survives behind those hay bales, it is going to be difficult for FireFlux to find a spot to claim that as their own in these fields.
Vampire very focused right now on taking this last player from GK Esports. Satan holding the shack. That smoke is just there to blind them from throwing nades into those windows. He's going to go ahead and get out of that shack. A great play because he knows that utility is most likely coming his way. So Vampire, 2-2 split right now.
Yep.
Two players focused on FireFlux. Meanwhile, one focused on GK right behind him.
Exactly. You have to keep an eye on him. And FireFlux is going to move down with vehicles, use some of these smokes as well now to try and find themselves a spot. That looks like they're doing it successfully so far. Satan being in that spot makes it a little bit easier for FireFlux to make this move because they just don't have as many eyes on the FireFlux rotate.
Oh my gosh, that rotation for FireFlux makes things that much more difficult because now you have to focus on them instead of Satan from GK. So they are within nade range. Here comes SoulK. Throwing some util.
Ooh.
He's got 3 nades and a Molotov to his name, so plenty of utility. Meanwhile, Satan left the shack. Where did he go? He's a magician. He's out of there.
Look at him. Crawling along. Sneaky snake.
Sneaky snake. He snuck out. He threw down that, almost like a ninja, throwing down that smoke and just ejected out of there.
I will say there's a slight curve on this field that allowed FireFlux to get out of there a little bit more unscathed than I thought they were going to. So that has helped them considerably. Nice nade to open things up.
SoulK with a huge nade. That was an eviction notice. Here it comes to one more. Right onto Schweppes. Schweppes down barely to 20% HP. You know he's got to have another.
Oh, no.
Oh, the beautiful anger from SoulK.
Oh.
Now it's down to 2 players left from Vampire.
They fanned out fantastically in this field, and they are not giving them a second's notice as another nade will come in, finishing them off here from Ketch. Going to be wildly spraying towards that, but it's not going to work on out here. Ravenclaw goes down as well. FireFlux is all over this one.
Tony K going down. That is FireFlux clutching up the win. Beautifully done for them. What a way to finish.